The Alzheimer's Association is a national voluntary health organization who's dedicated to providing programs and services, public policy and advocacy, research, and raising awareness and concern for those with Alzheimer's disease and their families. The Michigan Great Lakes chapter of the Alzheimer's Association is one of 2 chapters in Michigan. We serve 23 counties, and we have regional offices in Ann Arbor, Kalamazoo, Lansing, and Muskegon. Our chapter serves an estimated 44,000 individuals with Alzheimer's disease and their family members.
One of the core pieces of our mission is to provide care and support to families. One of the ways that we do that is through caregiver support groups, which are a great place for caregivers to get together with other people in similar situations to get that emotional support you need along this journey. These groups meet once a month and are all led by trained volunteers.
Michigan Great Lakes chapter also offers education programs for families, people with the disease, caregivers, and general community members. Some of these programs would include Know the 10 Signs, The Basics, Healthier Habits for a Healthier You, Dementia Conversations, and we also have a series called Living with Alzheimer's for our early, middle, and late stage caregivers, as well as people with a diagnosis. We're very committed to serving our community, including diverse members of our community as well, and need volunteers to do this. There's only 5 of us, so we're always looking for folks who are good community presenters who want to be trained up and help us deliver these programs to our constituents.
Another service that we offer that I'm particularly proud of is our early stage group. And the early stage is where someone has been recently diagnosed with Alzheimer's or dementia, and they need a place to stay socially engaged and involved. So we call it our early stage social engagement program. It's really, really important not only for the people who have the disease, but also for their care partners, because we come together 2 or 3 times a month, and we're able to go on outings. We have meet-up discussion groups. We do a lot of things within the community that keep them active and socially involved. The discussion group involves having our early stage people in one area of a restaurant, a private room, and then their care partners are in another part of the restaurant where they're having their own support group at the same time that the people with the disease have their support. And then everything else we do is just for fun. It always revolves around food, and everyone comes out, and usually have anywhere from 20 to 40 people that join us each month. There are actually a number of ways that volunteers can get involved. First of all, we need help in planning our early stage events, especially our outings. We also need volunteers to help us the day of these outings and these special events. We need especially facilitators that can help with discussion groups. As our groups grow, we need more and more help with a little bit of one-on-one and small group interaction. And a final way that we need volunteer help is with our sponsors. What we're looking for is community providers who will help us sponsor certain outings or part of activities that we will be doing in the community.
As is all too familiar with the families that we serve, Alzheimer's is a devastating disease, and we must find a way to cure this disease and to care for people that are affected today. In our public policy and advocacy work, we can do both of those things. And Alzheimer's advocates and ambassadors play an important role in what we do by improving dementia care and support services, improving community-based care, and also helping to find research and funding research to find a cure. As an advocate, we need help with things like regular updates on policy issues to our policymakers, writing letters to policymakers, and making phone calls. An Alzheimer's ambassador is a little bit different role, where they meet directly with members of Congress and their staff to tell them about Alzheimer's disease. They write letters to the editor, they write to their congressman frequently, and make phone calls to urge their support. We could really use help with both the advocates and ambassadors, and we'd love to have anyone who's interested join us.
One of our main goals as a national association is to spread concern and awareness about Alzheimer's. We want people to know that everyone with a brain is at risk and they should be concerned about it. And then we also want them to be aware that we exist and that we're here to help. So a few of the ways that volunteers can get involved in helping us with these goals is they can agree to be a volunteer spokesperson. And that might involve speaking at an event, or it could involve being available to do an interview with a radio station or a TV station or a newspaper. We also need people who can help us with social media or content creation, like writing letters to the editor or opinion pieces for their local newspapers. And lastly, we need volunteers who are available to help us post to community calendars.
Our programs and services, public policy work, and research are all made possible by our fundraising events. WALK is the world's largest event to raise awareness and funds for Alzheimer's care, support, and research. The Michigan Great Lakes chapter has 12 walks across 23 counties. We need volunteers to become team captains, so to help us recruit and motivate teams and to raise funds. You can sign up as a participant and join us on the day of WALK to help fundraise that way. Join a planning committee and help us market the event in the community, solicit sponsors, and plan logistics of the event.
Some of the other great events include the longest day and the annual golf outing. The longest day takes place on the summer solstice, the longest day of the year. For this event, teams of family members and friends can spend the whole day doing whatever they love to raise money for the fight against Alzheimer's. For this event, we need volunteers to help us form teams. We here at the association will provide coaching, tools, and advice for this event. We also have our annual golf outing, which is one of the area's longest running events. It happens each year at mid-July, and for this event, we need volunteers to help us join the planning committee, to solicit sponsors, to market, to reach out to the community, and to plan logistics. We also need volunteers the day of the event.
Coming in 2016, the Michigan Great Lakes chapter is going to kick off the very first Rivals first female flag football game. We're really excited. The game will actually be hosted by our two young professionals groups, YPAL and YPA. YPAL is the Young Professional Alzheimer's Advocates of Lansing, and YPA is the Young Professional Alzheimer's Advocates of Washtenaw. Every dollar raised benefits those in our communities that have been affected by Alzheimer's disease, and also supports the Alzheimer's Association Michigan Great Lakes chapter. What we need now are volunteers and people to get involved in the game. So we have a planning committee, and on that planning committee we have different teams that are taking care of different parts of the game, such as logistics and marketing. And so what we're hoping is to get folks in both communities and all communities to get involved and join our committee and also attend the event to help us raise funds for the Alzheimer's Association.
The Alzheimer's Association also needs volunteers to help with office support. Things like running copies, assisting with mailings, organizing projects, that you can prepare packets and folders, do some data entry, maybe even some online research. Our office support is handled in a couple of ways. You can be scheduled on a weekly or monthly basis, or you can be a project-based volunteer. In that case, you'll just come in when we have large projects needing completing. Also, we have community and health fair representatives that we need. When an event happens, the association needs knowledgeable people to set up a table and staff and be there to answer any questions anyone may have. So another great service the association offers is our 24/7 helpline. And we need people to call those people back and make sure that they're doing well and getting the support that they need.
The Alzheimer's Association Michigan Great Lakes chapter is a nonprofit organization, and volunteers truly are the backbone of everything that we do here. With 23 counties to cover and more than 44,000 individuals affected by the disease in our chapter area, we couldn't possibly do what we do every day without our team of amazing volunteers, whether they're working on walk committees or serving on our speakers bureau, helping us out in our offices, or serving as board members or public policy advocates. They all contribute to moving our mission forward and truly embody the vision of a world without Alzheimer's.